Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward.
We make it easy to be homeless. And I know that's not a popular thing for some people to hear, but we instead, these ordinances and their updates are not to push people around, but it is to push them into assistance.
Today, surrounded by dozens of supporters, Spokane's Mayor Nadine Woodward announcing proposed changes to the city's camping ordinance. Now, it hasn't been updated since 2019. That's when cities could no longer prohibit camping on city-owned public property when there wasn't enough shelter space available. City Council recently announced its version of proposed changes as well, and today the mayor said she wanted to take it even further. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us here in the studio tonight to explain how these two plans compare.
Well, under Spokane's current illegal camping ordinance, camping is not allowed on public property, and a person can't sit or lie on the sidewalk between the time of 6 a.m. and midnight. But the ordinance is also not enforced if there is no shelter space available. So let's take a look at how the City Council and Mayor want to change these elements. Now, both proposals do share similarities. They both call for removing the blanket exception for when shelter space is unavailable, and allows for enforcement at all times in some specified locations. Now, City Council and the Mayor's proposals would also enforce the ordinance at the following areas: within 100 feet of railroad viaducts, 35 feet from the river, and on all city parks and city-owned property. But Mayor Nadine Woodward's proposal goes a step further. It expands enforcement to within the Business Improvement District and downtown police precinct boundaries. Let's take a look at those. This is the Business Improvement District boundary map. Now, under the mayor's proposal, camping would be illegal in all the color zones on this map. It stretches from Cataldo Avenue to the railroad tracks near First Avenue and from Walnut to North Division. Now, the downtown police precinct map has a bit larger footprint. It's a bit wider. Now, camping would be illegal in the orange colored area on this map. It stretches from the north bank of Riverfront Park to I-90, then from Sherman out near Inland Empire Highway. So to be clear, the mayor's version covers a much broader area of where camping would not be allowed in the city, whereas council's proposal is specific to certain areas. Now, both proposals will be discussed on Monday, July 11th in the Public Safety Committee meeting. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And Mayor Woodward's announcement comes after City Council discussed several drafts of its own proposal. KREM 2's Janelle Finch spoke with the council president today for reaction to the announcement. Janelle?
Today, Mayor Nadine Woodward announced her proposed changes to City Council's efforts to reintroduce camping ordinances. A city press release says the mayor's recommendations are a compromise with council, but Brian Beggs on City Council says today is the first time he's hearing about the mayor's recommendations, and that's not the way that she is going to get the votes that she needs to move this issue forward.
That ordinance proposal does not go far enough. It has some of the elements of this proposal, but it does not include the downtown bid district or the police precinct district. And that's where we want to be able to see enforcement and improvement.
But Begg says those additions will make the ordinance unconstitutional, putting serious limits on where people can go. Begg says the mayor's recommended ordinance could push tents further into residential neighborhoods. He says a major component to moving this issue forward is conversation. He says he was not invited to the mayor's press conference, and if the mayor wants enough votes to get the ordinance passed, she needs to have a discussion with all other council members involved. Begg says she has not done that yet. These proposed ordinances will not have an effect on those living on state-owned or private property. That would include those living in the homeless encampment off of I-90. In Spokane, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. And we'll continue to track these developments as they happen. In the meantime, we want to take a pause from the headlines and turn our attention to weather outside. Certainly a beautiful day. A lot more clouds, perhaps, making it feel, or at least maybe look like it's not quite as warm as it actually is, because it's pretty nice out there, right, Jeremy?
Oh, it's pretty warm out here, Whitney. It's one of those ones where I stepped outside and went, oh yeah, It's definitely hot. 80 degrees is where we sit, and today marks the return of the 80s. We've been talking about this now for a couple of days, but the warm weather is making its way in. Dew point currently sits at 52, so it's not just that the temperatures are up at 80. That dew point is starting to get to the point where you're going to feel some of that moisture in the atmosphere. It's all thanks to a storm sitting off the coast that threw the moisture at us this morning, and as waves of energy kind of spin around it and off of it, we can expect more as we head into the day tomorrow. So putting it in motion, you can see here it comes early tomorrow morning. Basically starts at midnight on the lee side of the Cascades, moves through north central Washington. We have a chance of seeing a light scattered shower again tomorrow morning, possibly a rumble of thunder here in Spokane. That's something we're going to keep an eye out for. Morning storms, and then it's all dry as we head into the weekend.
All right, thank you very much. All right, the Spokane County Medical Examiner has identified a body found in the Spokane River. That man has now been identified as 30-year-old Shane LaMonica. His cause and manner of death are still being determined. He was discovered on June 19th in the area of Downriver Golf Course, but this is still an ongoing investigation, so we'll bring you more updates as they become available. William Thompson pleading guilty today to intentionally hitting and killing a Washington State Patrol trooper while trying to flee from a robbery. That was back in 2020. Thompson will now spend the next 45 years in prison for causing the crash that killed that trooper, Justin Schaefer. In March of 2020, Thompson was chased by deputies down I-5 after robbing a convenience store. Schaefer tried to stop Thompson using spike strips, but then Thompson swerved around them and intentionally hit Schaefer, who died from his injuries. 45 years, by the way, is the maximum sentence. All right, turning now to a KREM 2 exclusive. Spokane police have arrested 31-year-old Rose Seaton for first-degree murder charges. Police believe she murdered a man and then left his body in Rochester Heights Park last Friday. That's in North Spokane, east of Franklin Park. Police say they have video of Seaton walking to the park with the victim, now identified as James Clark. Seaton says police have the wrong person. She made her first court appearance yesterday, and KREM 2 spoke exclusively with her in jail last night.
I don't know James Clark. I don't know who that is.
But you didn't kill him in the park?
No.
Even though it says you're on video doing it?
They can say whatever they want.
Now, according to court documents, 2 witnesses saw a woman on top of a much smaller man, they say, in the park on Friday morning. Seaton says she is homeless and sleeps in parks around Hilliard. Police say the woman in the video walked away with a red cooler bag that Clark had taken out of a storage shed several hours before the murder.
I did find a cell phone, a knife, a bag, a few other things in a park bathroom, and it was bloody and I cleaned it off.
If you'd like to hear more of our exclusive interview with Seaton, just go to our website, krem.com. The National Interagency Fire Center is warning that fire seasons are becoming year-round events. Congress passed a bill just last year to increase firefighter pay and turn many seasonal jobs into full-time positions. The goal is to improve firefighters' quality of life and retain more of those employees.
The bipartisan infrastructure law is going to help us with is allowing us to offer better work-life balance, increased pay, and then providing more firefighters so that firefighters can take time off during the summer and sort of reset.
Last fall, the NIFC hired almost 17,000 firefighters for agencies across the country. And with the new law, they expect to see that number increase even more in the coming fall. Still to come tonight, plans to expand Spokane's International Airport are now underway. There's one issue, though, that remains. That's funding. Up next, we're taking a look at where money could come from. Plus, the latest out of Chicago as the shooter in the 4th of July tragedy appeared in court today. And coming up at 4:30, his confession and bail amount. We're back after a quick break.